Hello, the Legend of Gaming here. Trepang 2 has a cheat which allows you to turn off reloading, so that's what we're attempting. First off, the first level set 1, Site 14. Although it is pretty easy, I usually get through it without dying on very hard most of the time. Um, it does teach us the strats. First off, I hope you like the weapons because you ain't getting through it without them. I don't care if you don't like the DMR. Get used to it. The the weapons kind of change tier list positions due to how they are. For example, the machine gun actually goes up a few tiers. Normally, players consider it the worst, but it's actually quite a better gun for this challenge due to its large ammo capacity without needing to reload. And second off, this game has dual wielding, which most consider it very good and isn't available till the third mission. But luckily for anyone about to type in the comments, "Oh, you didn't do it," shut up. I didn't use it anyway. Um, so most of the level, you mostly just get through the tutorial bits. The hardest, I think, was the final encounter, maybe, but that's it. The second level, Pandora Institute, is where it starts cranking up the difficulty just a little bit. First off, the main segment that really gets you running is the courtyard due to how many encounters. The first one introduces you to the heavies. Well, technically they're in the first level, but in that level, you kind of just save your grenade and then throw it at him, and he just falls over. Crap, real quick. Editor's note, I noticed in the gameplay, I forgot to turn on the cheat till later, but I didn't get ammo for the gun, so I consider it alright. Um, Mainly, I really just don't want to go back and record more since this is already taken enough of my time. So, yeah. In this one, you have to, like, strategize. So, mainly what you have to do is use, sorry. Mainly, you just have to run around grabbing the pistols and rifles and taking pot shots at their head. And then afterwards, grab them or use the sword to kill them. Second off, a few notable segments are the jiggler sections. I still can't believe they called them that. All you have to do is run away from the Mothman, throw the jigglers into the reactor, and make sure to save your slow-mo power for the Mothman. Yes, the Mothman is in this game. All you mostly need to do is just save your slow-mo, use what ammo you have, and pick up another gun. The third level, the Jorva Jorvig's castle is mostly easy until, I would say, once. So first off, you have to deal with the enforcer, which all you have to do is mainly just try to get around him and aim for the head. And make sure you save his machine gun for later because we're gonna need that anyway. So first off, Horizon arrives, which is the faction that we're fighting. Why didn't I say that earlier? I'm so dumb. Anyway, um, we saved the machine gun for a specific part. Once you deal with the Horizon and go to find one of the squadrons, you find out that it's the Golem. That the Golem is made from when the leader of that squad. And all you really need to do is save the machine gun for that segment. And finally, the boss, which is the only thing that made this level actually mostly hard, because during the final, the basically it's three phases, and between each phase he retreats and summons minions, so you have to deal with them, then you have to fight them, which it's pretty easy until the final one because he summons another flash golem. You gotta be kidding me. do your best. Save the penetrator, the penetrator for later until the golem, and mainly just use that on him and try to run and take pot shots at him. Okay, level 4. Not much to mention other than the freaking back rooms are here. Let's go. Which is just absolutely fun. Um, Mainly, all you have to worry about is the end section with the heavy, who has a machine gun. So just wait between, just listen for the sound of his machine gun repping and his bullets, and you should be fine. Making sure to take more pot shots. If you haven't noticed, pot shots are bread and butter. Extra missions. I wish I had more time to do them. I only did the Iron Dragon Center. Just all you have to do is save for the spec ops while hacking, and yeah, that's pretty much it. TF-63 Command Centers, I believe what it's called, the DLC missions. For the most part, um, yeah, it's pretty easy. You just stab through them. Other than the war crimes, as you know, you stab injured soldiers because you can't leave information behind. Um, the final DLC mission is Omega Facility, which is just one of my favorites, other than Horizon HQ. It introduces a new squad, which are just so fun to listen to. Like, their dialogue is so funny. Um, you go through absolutely wrecking Horizon until you find, after a whole lot of grabbing, just grabbing them all, throwing them with grenades that they pulling the pin on the grenades and throwing them at their buddies. You and so much screaming because the basic civilian guards have fire bombs on them. You fight a submarine, which is so fun. My main strategy here was mainly just running around and shooting at it between missile launches and before missile launches. Um, and then after you sink the submarine, you find out there's a secret segment of the base, which has a new subject. So you basically have to fight a bunch of yourselves, and that's real fun. As they can also turn invisible and sidekick you, which result in some goofy moments, which I'll show. And finally, the final level, Horizon HQ. Finally, we're here after all that non-reloading, because I just hate reloading. Reloading just sucks. They Horizon HQ wanted to make you reload. That's why you joined up with the Syndicate in the first place. You infiltrate into the sewers, which lead you to the support structure of the building. You plant the charges. You slowly creep around as the guards, panicked by your actions, run in ready to check it out as you slowly cut your way through them. And all they have to do is watch as you turn invisible, as they shoot at nothing. You you then take an elevator upstairs, running across a bridge, taking out the guards and the civilians running out because we are efficient. We can't let anyone escape. You finally reach the front doors. You breach it. You get a breach charge, planting it, breaching the door open. You run inside, turning invisible. Whole bunch of Horizon guards there. You wait for the syndicate to start firing. Then you go invisible, get behind them, and kill them from the side. While kill them from behind, flanking them entirely. You get into the auditorium, and you just see a whole bunch of guards And in this case, a massacre occurs. Blood goes everywhere, swords go everywhere, bullets go everywhere, guts go everywhere, and all you could feel is this satisfying crunch as you stab through their guts. Soon, you take an elevator to the top, finding out the CEO is uploading his brain to the cloud. So your goal is to take him out with the machine gun you gained earlier from where the dead corpse is. You step upstairs, slowly taking brain out of brain. When finally the pilot that's been helping you all along drops some breach charges until another helicopter comes up behind him and kills him. So you, blinded by rage and by the power of no reloading, shoot the helicopter down with your fully loaded machine gun, absolutely destroying him. Finally, all you have to do is plant a breach charge, and all you could feel. And the next thing you know is the Horizon CEO. Your fist caved in his skull. All you can see is the bloody remains. Once you get back to base, it's revealed that all along the syndicate were the bad guys. Dun dun dun. And they try and put you into a sauna. You, who hates sauna, breaks out of your chains, putting a bullet into the guards. Guards run in, trying to deal with you. Uh, and you meet the true thing all along. You were just a part of a cycle. You were just yet another cog in the machine, meant to serve your purpose until you dealt with all the rogue cycle targets. You meet 107, who's better than you in every way. Yet you manage to beat them. You get to a room. They're trying to blow it up so that way you can't get to the nuke. So that way you can bury all the research under the ground. The research is gone. You so that way the research is so that way the research can remain. You disarm the bomb, but 107 sneaks up, chopping your hand off, preventing you from dual wielding and pulling the grenade pins from your enemies and throwing them at their bodies. Then you finally make it to the center of the facility, the nuke standing right there. A final encounter between you and 107 is all that remains. You shoot him down, and as the base starts exploding, as everything breaks down, you reach for the button, and with your stump of where your hand used to be, and you finally press the button, ending it once and for all. And this video. Thank you so much. This is not a very good video, but it's my first one, and I hope to improve and maybe someday remake this one day. I absolutely love this challenge. It forced me to be way more creative with the guns, and I just love this game to death in general because most of the time I just use the shotgun. Okay, I said I wasn't gonna do any bonus missions, but I decided to because I like padding out my videos just a little bit, and I was just having so much fun with the challenge. I decided to continue. Um, so for most, this level is a really good example of what you should do. Um, So for the first wave, I basically just used my pistol to get headshot kills, and then after that wave was over, I was out of ammo. So obviously, I picked up some of the guns off the ground, and that made me rethink my choice for the list. I will show it on screen now. Anyway, um, Anyway, oh, oh crap. Um. Anyway, second wave rolls around, and what I do is, at that point, I had enough money to buy a squad. So I called in the TF2 squad, TF 27 something, TF 27 squad. Basically, what I did was call them in and let them be cannon fodder, since I'm evil like that. And they also just help get some kills in. Meanwhile, the whole time I'm hacking the servers. My order is, first off, you do the one in the very back, with the big room. And then second off, you want to do the one on the left, because I do these in order of how easily guarded they are, due to, the waves getting harder over time, of course. That was my main strategy throughout the level. And second off, I found out the machine gun introduced in the Trepang 2 update DLC is absolutely goated. I love it so much. It carries 50 ammo, which is the same as the SMG, but it has a similar fire rate to the assault rifle, I think is what it's called, which makes it really useful because of, you get the ammo capacity of the SMG and the fire rate of an accurate gun. So it's just really good. And third off, you want to save all your mines for the last server. Save it so that way all the enemies are checkpointed and can only go through one door. Mainly, just try to keep them away from the server. And that should be all. I think that's all I'm going to be able to do. Thank you so much for bearing through my voice. This is actually my very first video that I've edited, because the introduction video to my channel was actually edited by my friend eFoxy89, I think, which is now Crimson Productions. And just, this was so fun to work on, and learning how everything works all together. I loved working. I'm just repeating myself, but I loved working on it. It's definitely awkward, but I plan to keep making YouTube videos, and maybe one day remake this one when I have more knowledge.